Good evening, everyone. Warm welcome to your own YouTube channel, that is Exam Norm. My name is Madhav Arora. I welcome you all in a very important session, and we call it as the Marathon Series session on all the RBI reports will be covered in one shot. I don't know whether you are aware of this or not. Along with RBI annual report, we have many other reports, indices, as well as the data which is presented by RBI on regular basis. So in this particular session, we will cover beside annual report, all the other reports which have been presented by RBI since January 2026. This session is really very important, keeping in mind your upcoming examination, that is RBI Grade B Phase 1 exam, and we are expecting many questions from this particular topic itself, and keeping that in mind, this session has been scheduled. I will be discussing each and every question in much detail. Along with that, I will be giving you the solution for the same. Along with that, I will be giving you the PDF of this particular session, which you can use for revision once the session is done. So I'm pretty sure you are going to love the session. But before I start, may I have a reply in the comment section that we are good to go. Voice is clear, audio is clear, and we are good to go. Just give me a thumbs up so that we can start the discussion. If you haven't hit the like button, I would request you to hit the like button. If you haven't shared the session of this session, if you haven't shared the link of this session with your friends, do share it with your friends so that more and more students, they can join us live and they can learn many new things related to your RBI preparation. So here we go with the first question of the evening. The first question is based on one of the data presented by RBI, that is statement of position of scheduled commercial banks as of 30th of April 2026. जिसको नहीं पता मैं उसको बता दूं. In this particular session, we will be covering DPI, we will be covering FII, we will be covering financial stability report. Along with that, we will be covering payment system report, we will be covering payment vision, we will be covering Utkarsh, we will be covering other miscellaneous data as well. For example, we will be covering BSR 1, BSR 2, everything will be covered. तो जो भी RBI के important data है which has been presented in the past will be covered in this particular session itself. So go through with the question, guys, and give me the answer in the comment section. I'm pretty sure if you have read the topic in much detail, that you will be in a position to answer them for sure. And this particular data which I'm going to give you, this is going to act as, or these questions are going to act as a good revision for the same. So RBI's latest statement, it basically shows that the commercial banks, the scheduled commercial banks, including the RRBs, remain strong on deposits, credit growth, liquidity, and reduced dependence on RBI funding. So on that particular basis, if I talk about the statements, the total deposit of scheduled commercial bank is around 258 lakh crores. This statement is correct. Second is the total bank credit is 212 crores, correct. Time deposit accounted for about 87% of the total deposit. The question is that if I talk about the time deposit, that is the term deposit, they form the bulk of deposit base at about 87%. That is correct. Moving on to the next point. The next point says the credit deposit ratio was around 82%, not 92%. So this is wrong. Borrowing from RBI has declined sharply to a value of 32,000 crore rupees. This is correct. So keeping this in mind, this statement is correct. This statement is correct. So 1, 2, 3, and 5, which means B statement is the correct answer for the given one. Is it clear, everybody? Now, if I discuss more update, or if I discuss more on the same, the more I would talk about a figure that is 69.27 lakh crores. Now you must be wondering, कि sir ये क्या है? 69.27 lakh crore rupees is the bank's investment, scheduled bank's investment, which has been done in different investment, or in different avenues. For example, central and state government securities, as well as the securities which are included under the SLR norms as well. So keeping that in mind, this point is correct. Along with this, one more point is important, that is 1.04 lakh crore rupees. What is it? So it is basically the food credit which has been given by the scheduled commercial banks in the recent times. Food credit which is given food credit which is given by the scheduled commercial banks in the recent times. This particular report or this particular data is for 120 scheduled commercial banks. It includes 25 scheduled state cooperative banks, as well as it includes 51 urban cooperative banks, obviously scheduled urban cooperative banks. So answer to this particular question is B statement. So yaad rakhiyega, these are correct, but if I talk about credit to deposit ratio, it is 82%, it is not 92%. Moving on to the next point. The next question is again on the same report, that is payment. That is the data which has been presented by RBI with respect to the status of scheduled commercial banks. Now you can answer this question for sure. Banks investment stood at 69.27 lakh crores. This is correct. Most of the investment was done in central and state government securities. Correct. Food credit outstanding has increased to 1.04 lakh crores. That is correct. The increase in food credit was mainly due to the higher lending to procurement agencies such as FCI. Is this correct? This is absolutely correct. कि sir ये जो increase हुआ in the food credit, it is because of FCI lending. That is correct. Liabilities to the banking systems and assets with the banking system both declined. So liability to the banking system and the assets with the banking system, they both have declined, indicating weaker interbank market activity. Is it correct? Is this point correct? What will be the answer to this particular statement? So if I answer this particular statement, my answer to this particular question would be, so if I talk about the asset as well as liability of the banks, this is wrong. Why it is wrong? Because both liabilities to the banking system as well as assets with the banking systems, they have increased, which has indicated active interbank market participation, not weaker participation. So keeping that in mind, C option 1, 2, 3, 4 are correct, but the fifth statement is absolutely wrong. Rather, it has increased. Rather, it has increased. Both of them has increased. That means bank ki asset of other banks, bank ki liability to the other banks, it has not decreased. Rather, it has increased. So keeping that in mind, fifth statement is wrong. Rest all the statements which have been discussed are correct. Is it clear, everybody? Is it clear, everybody? I hope it is clear. Chalo, moving on to the next question. The next question is related to BSR 1 and 2 annual survey. I hope you are aware of this. RBI has recently released annual BSR 2, which is on deposit, annual BSR 1, which is on credit. So it includes only and only the scheduled commercial banks. And if I talk about this data, so this data is for the scheduled commercial bank, including the RRBs. Now let's talk about the question first. The question says BSR2 survey covers deposits of the scheduled commercial banks, including RRBs. This is correct. For the first time, RBI has introduced district-wise gender-based data series on deposit held by individuals as well as on the loan given to the individuals. Both the statements will be correct for credit as well as for deposit. Bank deposit has increased to 11.5% on year-on-year basis. If I talk about bank's deposit, the bank deposit has witnessed an increase, and this increase has witnessed to 11.5%. Last year, this increase was 10.6%. Saving deposit increased from 34.6% to 28.7%. The saving deposits increased. Increase होगा या decrease होगा? The saving deposit decreased from 34.6% to 28.7%. Data is correct, but the statement is wrong. Term deposit increased from 55.2% to 61.6%. अगर मैं term deposit की बात करूं, this is absolutely correct. So keeping this in mind, this is correct, this is correct. So answer would be B option, that is 1, 2, 3 and 5. Let's check out the data. BSR2 survey does cover the scheduled commercial banks, including RRBs. RBI has added the new district-wise gender-based data series for the first time. Deposit growth has reached 11.5% on year-on-year basis, but saving deposit has declined from 34.6% to 28.7%. Therefore, B statement is correct. Moving on to the next question. The next question is again on the same, that is BSR2, which is based on deposits. So as of BSR2 annual report, what does it basically means? If I talk about this particular announcement, what it basically says, it says that public sector banks account for 50.8% of the total new deposit mobilized. This is correct. अगर मान लो आज की डेट में 100 रुपए आपके बैंकिंग सेक्टर में डिपॉजिट हो रहे हैं, आउट ऑफ दोज 100 rupees, 50.8 rupees goes into the pocket or goes into the deposits of public sector bank. That is correct. Next is the share of regional rural banks in the total deposit has declined from 3.2% to 2.9%. So if I talk about this total deposit, that the share of RRB in the total deposit has declined. That is correct. Household accounted for what percent? The household accounted for 59.3%, which means out of 160 rupees is deposited by household sector itself. The share of non-financial, the share of non-financial, this is very important. The share of non-financial, the share of non-financial entities, the share of non-financial entities also increased, and it has increased to 18.5%. You need to remember this कि भैया जो non-financial entities हैं other than financial institutes, उनका जो deposit है it has increased to 18.5%. अब अगर मैं बात करूं term deposit की, तो term deposit account for, if the term deposit you say 1 crore and above, out of the total term deposit, the deposit accounts with 1 crore and above value is 46.3%. If I talk about 5 crores, then it is 34.8%. This is also correct. In case of senior citizens, in case of senior citizens, out of the total deposit, the deposit maintained by senior citizens is not 30%, rather it is 20%. So keeping that in mind, B option is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4 are correct, but the fifth statement is wrong. I hope it is clear. I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. अगला question देखो क्या कहता है. The next question says, which of the following statement is correct with respect to annual BSR1 on deposits? तो अगर हम deposits की बात करें तो उसके लिए भी I have included this statement again. Yes, sir, the publication has included a new district level gender wise data series on outstanding credit to individuals. This is absolutely correct. But if I talk about bank credit, so bank credit has witnessed a growth greater than the deposits. So deposits were around what percent? So the deposit growth was around 11.5%. But if I talk about the credit growth, so credit growth is 14.1%. This is correct. The share of loan carrying interest rate below 9% has increased to 64.2%. Is it correct? This is absolutely correct statement. Yes or no? Give me the answer. Give me the answer. This is very important. Give me the answer. This is very important. So this point is correct because of the decrease in repo rate. We all know that repo rate has been reduced by 100 basis point in the past one financial year, as well as CRR has been reduced by 100 basis point, which has resulted in increase in liquidity and cheaper liquidity with the banks, due to which the transmission has witnessed in an appropriate manner. As per the transmission, the new loan provided by the bank, they have witnessed a decrease in lending rates by 95 basis point, which is a good transmission which has been witnessed. The share of loan carrying, this is correct, metropolitan branches accounted for 58.2%. Metropolitan branches 58.2% of the total lending. This is correct. Personal loan accounted for 47.8%. If I talk about the personal loan, if I talk about the personal loan, before that I would say, first of all, household sector loan is 58.6%. After household sector, which is 58.6%, the individual borrowers, they have accounted for 47.8%. This is also correct. If I talk about the female borrowers, so the female borrower percentage has increased from 23% to 24.7%. Term loan accounted for, term loan means the loan for a time period greater than 1 year, has been accounted for 62.8% out of total term loans, out of total loans, term loans, they have been accounted percentage of 62.8%. Okay, the next point is 80.2%. 80.2% of total loan, they have an interest rate below 10%. They have an interest rate below 10% as per the current scenario. Is this point clear? If it is clear, just give me yes, sir. It is always in terms of value, total bank credit. I'm not saying total number of credit accounts, Harman. I'm saying total bank credit. I'm not saying total number of credit accounts. So if it's total bank credit, so obviously it's going to be value, not volume. So this is the correct answer. Now, in terms of public sector banks, the public sector bank accounted for 54.4%. 54.4% of the total outstanding loan. So the total outstanding loan is right now 54.4% of public sector banks. Then private banks have around 40%, to be very precise, 40.6%. And in case of small finance bank, their share has increased from 1% to 1.5%. This is also important. So I would say the answer to this particular question is E statement. That is, all of the above are correct. Now, moving on to the next question. अगला question क्या कहता है? So the private sector banks recorded credit growth of 12.3% as on end March 2026. First of all, the highest credit growth has been recorded with the foreign banks. After that, it is recorded with the public sector banks. Then it is recorded with the private banks. This is what? So this is the growth, or I would say year on year credit growth. Year on year credit growth. Small finance bank have increased their share to 1.5, 1.6%. This is correct. Household sector accounted for 58.6% of the total bank credit. This is correct. Female borrowers, they have accounted for 24.7% of the individual borrowers. बिल्कुल सही है. अगर मैं बात करूं agriculture and allied activities, they have accounted for 22.4%. Agriculture and allied activities, they have accounted for 22.4%. Is this point correct? The answer to this particular question is wrong. So, because 22.4% is not the share of agriculture sector, rather it is the share of industrial sector. But if I talk about the share of agriculture and allied sector out of the total bank credit, so it is 12.9%. It is what? So it is 12.9%. Is this point clear? Is this point clear? Any doubt till this point? If you have any doubt, you may ask, please. If you have any doubt, you may ask, please. If I talk about the personal loan accounts, we have already discussed about the personal loan accounts. So in case of the personal loan accounts or the personal loans, they have accounted personal loans, they have accounted 30%, 30.7%. And if I talk about the individual loan, if I talk about the individual borrowers, rather, I would say, so out of the total borrowers, 47.7, 47.8%, or out of the total lending, individual borrowers are 47.8%. ठीक है जी, आई गेस क्लियर है. इससे ज्यादा इसमें कुछ और इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है. आई होप ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट इज क्लियर टू यू. लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अगला क्वेश्चन क्या कहते हैं? सो विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट about QSAFE expert committee are correct? I hope you might have heard about this QSAFE committee. It is an expert committee on quantum secure and adaptive financial ecosystem to study how quantum technology may affect India's financial sector, especially banking, payment, as well as digital security. So the main purpose of this committee is to identify both opportunities as well as risk which are associated with the quantum technology. So it has been set up by Reserve Bank of India. This committee has been set up by Reserve Bank of India. This is correct. It will study the impact of quantum technology. Correct. Dr. Anil Prabhakar of IIT Madras will serve as the convener. Correct. Shri Suvendu Pati will serve as the member secretary. Correct. The committee has been asked to submit its report in 6 months. Has been asked to submit its reports in 6 months. So keeping that in mind, so B statement is correct, but the last statement is incorrect. यहाँ पे timelines 12 months नहीं है. The timelines are 6 months. I hope it is clear. Moving on to the next point. The next point is related to the same committee, which talks about CBOM. CBOM stands for Cryptography Bill of Materials. Cryptography Bill of Materials. So what is it all about? If I talk about this particular news, it says that committee will study the several important areas. First of all, committee will analyze the cryptographic system used by financial sector through cryptography bill of materials, which is essentially an inventory of cryptographic tools and methods used in digital system. This is important because institutions needs to know exactly which security system depend on current encryption standards that may not remain safe in the quantum era that has been done. There is a term that is known as crypto. There is a term that is known as crypto agility. If I talk about crypto agility, what it basically means, sir, it means the ability of an organization to quickly replace or upgrade one cryptographic method with another when the security requirements change. Now let's talk about the question. The committee will examine cryptography bill of materials, correct. It's an inventory cryptographic tools and methods used in digital system, correct. The committee will study agility, correct. Crypto agility means the ability to quick replace or upgrade cryptographic methods when security needs changes, correct. The committee will only study domestic issues, will not look at international approaches. So this is wrong. It will be looking after domestic as well as international approach, because cross country study is also going to be done. This is a major task which has been provided to this, or which has been designated to this particular committee. क्रिप्टोग्राफिक की अगर मैं बात करूं, मान लो एक सिंपल सा एग्जांपल लेता हूं। बैंक के पास आपने अपना चेक्स डिपॉजिट किया, द बैंक विल टेक दी bank will scan the check, and then through email bank will be sending this check, but this check will not be sent as it is. It will be sent in an encrypted format, or any financial message from the bank will be sent in an encrypted format. And that encryption which is used by the bank, or every bank has different methods of encrypting their data, encrypting their message, and that entire ecosystem is known as cryptography bill of materials. Crypto agility means how well bank can shift from one cryptography or one cryptographic method to the another cryptographic method. So if quantum technology कहती है ये cryptographic method will not work, then that method will automatically be replaced by the another method which is capable, which is allowed under the quantum technology. That is what the point has been given. I hope it is clear, Ashutosh. If it is clear, give me yes, sir. The answer to this particular question is B statement. 1, 2, 3 and 4 are the correct answers. The next question is related to which of the following statements are correct about India's payment ecosystem in the second half of financial year 2025-26. Now we have questions based on payment system report, December 2025. Payment system report December 2025. So according to this particular report, we all know that UPI account for the highest number of transactions in terms of volume, RTGS account highest number of transaction in terms of value. These two percentages are correct. NEFT and PPI each accounted for 3.6% of transaction volume. That is correct. RTGS accounted only 0.1% of transaction volume. Correct. UPI accounted for 9.5% of transaction value. 9.5% of transaction value. This is also correct. So keeping that in mind, all the statements which are mentioned on the screen are crystal clear. But if I say overall from 2016 to 2025, we have witnessed 33 times increase in volume in terms of number of transactions, and 3 times increase in value. So volume कितना हुआ है सर? Volume 33 times increase हो गया, and if I talk about value, so value has increased 3 times. Value has increased 3 times. If I talk about in the calendar year 2020, in the second half of the calendar year 2025, UPI remained dominant retail payment by volume in terms of 85.5%. NEFT as well as PPI, they had 3.6% in terms of volume. This is also correct. RTGS in terms of volume is 0.1%. This is also correct. But if I talk about NEFT as well as the other formats, so in this case, in terms of value, RTGS 68.6%. If I talk about NEFT, the NEFT accounts for 14.3%. 9%, and if I talk about UPI in terms of value, it accounts for 9.5%. 9.5%. Obviously, Ashutosh, not only bade log, but obviously the financial institutes or the corporate world, they make transactions, huge transactions, and all those huge transactions are carried out on RTGS because it's real-time gross settlement and it gives a real-time settlement of huge funds where the minimum limit is 2 lakhs and maximum we have no limit, and this is available for 24 into 7. This is available for 24 into 7. ठीक है जी, क्लियर है? अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. Which of the following statements are correct? Between 2016 to 2025, the volume has increased 33 times. This is correct. So between 2016 to 2025, value has increased almost 3 times. That is correct. Then we have compounded annual growth rate per transaction volume was 43%, correct. Compounded annual growth rate of transaction value was 17%. That is correct. The growth was driven only by paper-based instruments. No, sir, growth is not driven by paper-based instruments like check, demand draft, or traveler check. Rather, it is driven by the digital transactions, or it is driven by the paperless. It is driven by the paperless methods of transaction. Is it clear, everybody? Is it clear? So keeping this in mind, what will be the correct answer? The correct answer will be A option, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth statement is wrong. Why the fifth statement is wrong? So it is because of digital public infrastructure, not because of paper driven. So smartphone penetration, UPI and public digital public infrastructure has increased, because of which this result has been received. Moving on to the next question on the same report, payment system report 2025. So which of the following is correct about the Mhm. One second. Okay, ठीक है. तो अगर हम पेमेंट सिस्टम रिपोर्ट की बात करें, in the payment system report they have also mentioned all the initiatives which have been taken by RBI in the past to boost the digital payments in the country. So the master direction on regulation of payment aggregator was issued in September 2025, correct? Now under this master direction, payment aggregators eligibility, the process of their registration, the process of their operation, their powers, everything has been defined. Authentication mechanism for digital payment transaction was done in September 2025. This is also correct, but not only this, RBI has also come up, not only this, has also come up, RBI has also come up with the e-mandate. I hope you remember that. If we are talking about e-mandate, that means if you have given a mandate for auto debit, lekin it is a e-mandate, in that case the limit is up to 15,000. If you want to have above that, you have to reach to the bank branch in order to get that mandate done. But in case of e-mandate, at the time of registration, it will be, I would say, additional authorization factor will be utilized. Along with that, at time of first payment, additional authorization factor will be utilized. After that, it will be done without additional authorization and directly auto debit will be done. This was also done recently by RBI. Okay. SRPA was recognized as the SRO for payment system operators. This is correct. PRB was constituted by replacing BPSS. That is correct. The first meeting of PRB was held in January 2026. This is correct. So keeping that in mind, all the statements which have been mentioned on the screen are crystal clear. They are correct. So answer to this particular question would be, sorry, it's not D. मुझे लगा E में ही होते हैं. All of the above. My mistake. So D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the correct answer. So D option is the correct answer. All the statements are correct. अगला question देखो. Which of the following statement are correct about the cross-border payments and G20 roadmap as per Payment System Report 2025? As per Payment System Report 2025. Please read the entire question and then give me the answer. Okay. If I give you the answer to this particular question, G20 roadmap for enhancing cross-border payment was launched in 2020, correct? One of its goal is to make payment faster and cheaper, correct? ISO 20022 harmonization has already been completed as a part of roadmap, has already been completed as a part of roadmap. Is it correct? Yes, sir, this is absolutely correct. It has been already completed. India and Singapore have linked UPI and Pay Now, correct? UPI QR code payments are now operational in UPI in UAE as well as they are recently operational in Cambodia as well. They are recently operational in Cambodia as well. So the answer to this particular question is E option. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. Now, recently there was a news related to some of the project. One, we have Project Nexus. I hope you might have heard about it. Project Nexus. Then we have Project M Bridge. Project M Bridge. Along with this, you might have heard about some of the more projects. Any idea? There is one more project which was in news recently. तो मैं आपको बता दूं what is this Nexus. So if I talk about this Nexus, the Reserve Bank of India has signed onto several high-profile, multilateral, bilateral, and central CBDC projects, primarily which are aimed at modernizing the global fintech, uh, reducing the remittance cost and boosting the cross-border retail and wholesale payment system. So Project Nexus is basically RBI is one of the founding member of this landmark multilateral initiative, which is taken care by Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub. It connects India's UPI with the fast payment system of Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand to enable instant, near zero cost retail payments across borders within the 60 seconds. So this is something which you need to remember. What is Project M Bridge? So it is a decentralized multi CBDC cross-border payment platform. It utilizes dedicated blockchain, which is known as M Bridge Ledger, to support real-time peer-to-peer foreign exchange as well. Along with this, there are few more projects which have been signed. Any other name you can give me, guys? Any other name you can give me? I'm still waiting. I'll not move ahead until I'll get name from you. Until I get some of the names from you. आरबीआई की एनुअल रिपोर्ट जो मैंने आपको पढ़ाई थी, तब भी मैंने आपको इसके बारे में बताया था. At that time also I've given you the list of all these terms. Any idea? Okay. तो मैं अगर इसमें बताऊं तो we have different projects which have been developed by BIS. One is Project M Bridge, Project Dumber, Project Icebreaker, as well as we have Project Jura. But if in terms of RBI, all the terms which have been mentioned on the screen, they are important. इतना part अगर आप याद रख लेंगे, you will be in a position to answer the questions in the examination. ठीक है जी? Is it clear? Done. Shall we move ahead? There is one more project, that is Project Marina. That is Project Marina. So Mariana, sorry. Project Mariana. That is basically a collaboration between BIS, Bank of France, and Monetary Authority of Singapore and Swiss National Bank that test the wholesale multi CBDC transactions. So that is also in news. I hope it is clear to you. Then we have Project Rialto. We have Project Rialto. So it is operated by BIS. Bank of France, Italy, Malaysia, and Singapore. It basically focused on domestic instant payment system. These are some of the projects which you need to keep in mind. ठीक है जी, क्लियर है, याद रहेगा? ठीक है, अगले क्वेश्चन पे बढ़ते हैं. अगला क्वेश्चन क्या कहता है? So which of the following statement is correct about CCP and financial market stability according to payment system report? According to payment system report, they have talked about central counterparties. They have talked about CCIL, that is Clearing Corporation of India. They have discussed about AMC Rapo Clearing Limited. AMC Rapo Clearing Limited. Along with this, the financial market stability has also been discussed. So CCP stands between buyer and seller in a transaction. That is correct. Novation means replacing the original bilateral contract with contracts involving CCP. CCP का मतलब क्या होता है सर? इट इज दी सेंट्रल काउंटर पार्टी. और अगर सेंट्रल काउंटर पार्टी अवेलेबल है, will it result in novation? That is correct. So that is absolutely correct, because novation basically means it reduces the counterparty risk and it includes CCP as a mediator. Along with this, the next point we have is CCP reduces counterparty risk, correct. PMFI are 24 international principles issued by CPMI and IUSCO. क्या है ये? अगर मैं PMFI term पे बात करूं, so it is basically principles for financial market infrastructure, which are 24 international standards which are issued by CPMI and IOSCO. In India, RBI authorizes two CCP. One is CCIL and the other one is AMC Rapo Clearing Limited. They are authorized by RBI as CCP. So keeping this in mind, all the statements are correct. So D option is the correct answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the correct statements. Moving on to the next question. But before I move ahead, guys, I have a very important information to share with you. Marathon sessions are going to begin from 8th of June onwards. So we have annual surveys marathon, which will be obviously taken by Manisha on 8th of June at 10 a.m. Then schemes marathon will be live at 9th June 10 a.m. Then RBI circulars marathon January to May, or even I would say June. All the important circulars of RBI will be discussed in much detail on 10th of June. That will be your last minute revision for RBI circulars. And last we have PIB marathon on 11th of June. The time is same, that is 10 a.m. So guys, if you want to clear your upcoming examination, remember that this is the last chance to revise your current affairs. And in order to help you revise your current affairs in a better manner, we at ExamNow, we provide you with this particular initiative, with this particular marathons. And in these marathons, multiple questions will be discussed. And these multiple questions are going to be really very helpful for your quick revision. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया, समझ आ गया? हाँ, obviously AMC repo का जो role है, that is limited, but still it is one of the authorized CCP as stated by RBI. So keeping that in mind, the statement which has been given to us is absolutely correct. Clear? Shall we move ahead? Clear guys? Note कर ली आप लोगों ने dates? If you have noted down these dates, give me yes sir, so that I can move on and I can discuss the next question with you. I can move on and I can discuss the next question with you. The next question is now on your screen. So the next question is related to India's foreign exchange reserves. Now you must be wondering, sir, ये news या ये question आपने कहाँ से बनाया? This question has been framed out of half-yearly report on management of foreign exchange reserves, October 2025 to March 2026. So go through with the question and give me the answers in the comment section. Go through with the question and give me the answer in the comment section quickly. Okay, let me give you the answer to this question. Sir, India's forex reserve has fell down to $700 billion from $700 billion to $691 billion. This is correct. So this report which has been published, it is the 46th report. This is correct. The highest reserve level during the half year was $728 billion during February 2026. This is correct. $9 billion decrease has been witnessed because of reserve fell till December 2025. Then it again increased in January and February, and again it fell down in March 2026. If I say uh, April to December 2025, the reserves they have fell down by 30.8%. April to December, the reserves have declined by $30.8 billion due to balance of payment, which means कि भैया जो आपका export या import का difference था, that was high. Outflow of currency was higher than the inflow currency. Then if I talk about in normal terms, the reserves have increased by $19.4 billion in April to December 2024. No, sir, in normal terms, the in nominal terms, if I talk about the reserves, in nominal terms, the reserves they have increased by $19.4 billion. This is correct. In nominal terms, it is correct. But if I include the valuation gain, if I include the valuation gain, so the valuation gain was $50.2 billion. तो $50.2 billion का valuation gain था, और आपका जो reserve था that was actually declined by $30.8 billion. तो end of the day जो nominal increase हुआ that is $19.4 billion, but actually there is no increase. Actual terms में nominal real terms में अगर हम देखें तो value has decreased. It's only because of the valuation inclusion this has been witnessed. The reserve movement was steady and uninterrupted during the half year. No, sir, it was not steady. It was up and down. Initially it was up, then it fell down, and then again up. Initially it was up, fell down. Initially it was down, fell up, drop down. So यहाँ पे मैं कहूँगा December, January, February और ये है मार्च. तो पहले कम था, फिर बढ़ा, फिर कम हुआ. तो उसके हिसाब से अगर हम आंसर की बात करें तो सर आंसर क्या होगा इस क्वेश्चन का? The answer to this particular question is B option. As you can see, all the statements have been clearly mentioned on the screen that what is the correct answer for the given one. Is it clear, everybody? Is it clear, everybody? If it is clear, just give me yes, sir. Okay, moving on to the next question. The next question is again related to the same report. Which of the following statements are correct with respect to reserve adequacy, gold holding and portfolio composition? I hope you might have heard about a news कि भैया आरबीआई ने अपना सोना बेच दिया, तो आरबीआई ने उस पर क्लैरिटी दी है और आरबीआई ने अपने डेटास भी प्रेजेंट किए. बट इफ आई टॉक अबाउट द करंट format with respect to the forex reserves. So with respect to the forex reserve, what has been recorded recently? So in terms of the forex reserves, it has been recorded that India's reserves covered 10.8 months of import at the end of 10.8 months of imports at the end of December 2025, which was earlier 11.3 months. This is correct. The ratio of short-term debt to reserves have increased from 19.7 to 21.9%. This is absolutely correct. Short-term debt to reserve has increased to 21.9%. Volatile capital flows plus short-term debt. Volatile capital flows plus short-term debt, which are volatile in nature, it makes up 69.1% of the total reserves. This is something which you need to remember. उसके बाद अगर हम बात करें RBI, sir, RBI has held total gold of 880 metric tons of gold at the end of March 2026. And if I talk about the gold reserves, so now the gold reserves, they have increased to 16.70%. Gold reserves, they have now increased from 13.92 to 16.70% of the total reserves. Securities were smallest components of the foreign currency asset. No, sir, securities are the largest components of the foreign currency asset, or the value is $552 billion out of around $700 billion. तो उसके हिसाब से अगर हम चले तो आंसर क्या होगा सर? 1, 2, 3, 4 is the correct answer. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the correct answer. Clear? Clear, everybody? समझ आ रही है ना चीजें? रिकॉल कर पा रहे हो, लिंक कर पा रहे हो, everything is fine. Just give me yes, sir. You can check out the solution. The solution is now visible on your screen. Now, moving on to the next question. Agla question, again, it's really very important. What does the Next question says, so the next question is related to RBI hackathon. I hope you all are very well aware. And RBI hackathon was initiated in October 2025, and the result was presented recently in 2026. So on that particular basis, the question has been framed for you guys. And what does this question says? And what does this question says? Let's check out. Let's check out all the options for the question. So the question talks about the hackathon received 496 proposals across the three problem statements. If I talk about the hackathon, so what were the three problem statements? Any idea? So the three problem statements were tokenized KYC, offline CBDC, as well as enhancing trust in digital finance. I repeat, tokenized KYC, offline CBDC, as well as enhancing trust in digital finance. For these three problem statements, we have received 496 proposals. That is correct. All 21 shortlisted teams, they have received 5 lakh rupees of stipend so that they can find the solution. The final evaluation was held in Bengaluru in April 2026. This is also correct. Earthhold Technologies Limited won the tokenized KYC problem statement. This is correct. This is correct. Along with that, if I talk about the solution they have given, so the solution they have given is Sangraha. The solution they have given is Sangraha. So who was the runner-up? So in this case, in tokenized KYC, we have the runners-up, and the runners-up was Belder Technologies. Runner-up was Belder Technologies. And if I talk about this Belder Technology, that it has built a solution which was known as Kavach. Solution was known as Kavach. In case of offline CBDC, in case of offline CBDC, who is the winner? Sir, in case of online CBDC, the winner is Asparsh. Asparsh. What is this? Sir, it is Pune Institute of Computer Technology. It's a team. It was a team from Pune Institute of Computer Technology. Asparsh enables atomic proximity based transfer using Bluetooth low energy or near field communication or QR based protocols. If I talk about runners up, the runners up in this particular category was Bank of Baroda. Runners up was Bank of Baroda. So Bank of Baroda, maybe अगर मैं exactly कहूँ तो Baroda Research and Innovation Center. And if I talk about the solution, that is Bharat Ready Inclusive CBDC. Bharat Ready Inclusive CBDC. अब आपको याद हो तो एक ऐसी प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है जिसके लिए कोई भी विनर नहीं था. एक ऐसी प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट जिसके लिए कोई विनर नहीं था. दैट इज एनहांसिंग ट्रस्ट इन फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजेक्शंस. तो एनहांसिंग ट्रस्ट के लिए नो विनर. बट इफ वी टॉक अबाउट द रनर्स अप, सो रनर अप वाज अगेन द रनर अप वाज टीम fraud lens, and their product was fraud lens only. Their product was fraud lens only, which has won the runners up category or runners up criteria. इसमें अगर हम बात करें बेस्ट ऑफ ऑल वुमेन, the best of all women team की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो in case of best of all women team we have again Bank of Baroda, the Baroda Research and Innovation Center, and the solution given by them was Nidan. Solution given by them was Nidan. तो हमने स्टाइपेंड के लिए 5 लाख, सर विनर को मिलता है 40 लाख. और अगर हम बात करें रनर्स अप को कितने पैसे मिलते हैं, सर रनर्स अप को जो प्राइज मनी मिलता है दैट इज 20 लाख. दैट इज 20 लाख. बेस्ट वुमेन टीम 20 लाख. बेस्ट वुमेन टीम अगेन 20. ठीक है जी, क्लियर है, डन, पूरा क्लियर हो गया, इससे ज्यादा कुछ आएगा नहीं. First prize was awarded under enhancing trust problem statement. No, sir. First prize was not awarded under enhancing trust problem statement. तो उसके हिसाब से हमारा जो आंसर बनेगा that will be which statement? So the answer to this particular question would be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. First prize was not awarded under. ऐसा कर लेते. Was not awarded under enhancing trust problem statement. So उसके हिसाब से आंसर will be D statement. 1 2 3 4 5 are the correct answer. 1 2 3 4 5 are the correct answer. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया पॉइंट, समझ आ गया? चलो, so let's move on to the next question. If you want, you can quickly see the solution. The solution is now on your screen. एक बार आप देख लीजिए, वैसे मैंने सारा सॉल्यूशन आपको बता भी दिया है, एंड आई एम प्रीटी श्योर ईच एंड एवरी पॉइंट व्हिच आई हैव जस्ट डिस्कस्ड इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर विद यू ऑल गाइस. इट्स क्रिस्टल क्लियर विद यू ऑल गाइस. ठीक है जी, इट्स टाइम टू मूव ऑन. It's time to move on to the next question. What does the next question says? Please pay attention. So the next question is now on your screen. The question says, consider the following statement with respect to NABARD rural economic conditions and sentiment survey. So I hope you are very well aware that NABARD has come up with a report, and this report was basically related to the rural household income expectations. So it's a survey on rural household income expectations. So in this particular case, what is the survey? So NABARD bi-monthly rural economic condition and sentiment survey for March 2026. It captures how rural household they view their income, employment, inflation, and credit conditions. Income expectations are about 69.5% of household they expect they expect that their income will increase in the next financial year. This is correct. This is the lowest optimism since the survey began in September 2024. So this is lowest till date, lowest since September 2024. The share of household expecting a decline in income increased to 14.6%. तो कितना share है? So that is 4.6%. It is not 14.6%. 53.3% of household expect no change in employment prospect. That is correct. Real GVA growth in the agriculture and allied sector slowed down to 2.4% in 2025-26, and it was 4.9% in 2024-25. This is correct. Nominal GVA in agriculture and allied sector increased from 0.6 to 9%. 0.6 to 9%. No, sir. Nominal GVA in agriculture and allied sector has decreased. Why it has decreased from 0.6 to 9%? Because nominal means you calculate it on current price, and we know that the price of agriculture goods, the price of food items has decreased a lot in comparison to the past, जिसकी वजह से that has decreased down by 9%. So keeping that in mind, 1, 2, 1, 3 and 4, that means B statement is the correct answer. That means B statement is the correct answer for the given question. Done, guys? I guess it is done. Quickly check out the solution which I have just given you. Quickly check out the solution which I have just given you. I hope it's crystal clear. Okay, moving on to the next question. बता तो दिया decreased. देखो, declined sharply from 9% to 0.6%. It has not increased. It has declined sharply from 9% to 0.6%. Nominal GVA growth has declined because nominal value means the current price, and the prices of goods, the prices of agriculture produce has decreased, जिसकी वजह से the growth has decreased because it is calculated as a percentage of price into quantity. यही तो होता है आपका GVA. What is GVA? Sir, it is nothing but it is GDP at factor cost. Is it clear? Is it clear? Done? Okay, moving on to the next question. The next question is now on your screen. So consider the following statement regarding the inflation and credit conditions in the NABARD Rural Economic and Sentiment Survey. तो रूरल इकोनॉमिक एंड सेंटिमेंट सर्वे के अकॉर्डिंग नाबार्ड की जो रिपोर्ट थी उसमें क्या कहा गया सर, average expected inflation fell below 3% for the first time since the survey began. That means since September 2024 पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है कि जो average expected inflation है that is fell down to 3%. This is correct. Next question says, अगला क्वेश्चन कहता है more than 90% of household expect inflation to remain below 5%. This is correct. Around 51% of the household they rely exclusively on formal credit sources. This is correct, but it has fell down in the previous round. In the previous round, this dependency was 58.3%, but now it has fell down to 51%. The share of household relying exclusively on formal credit sources increased. Formal credit sources have increased. Is it correct? Have increased. Is it correct? What will be the answer? No, sir, this is wrong. Why it is wrong? What will be the correct answer? So the correct answer to this particular question is the share actually it has declined. The share actually has declined, not increased. So अगर मैं कहूँ around 51% of household rely on exclusively formal credit, this is correct. The share of household exclusively on formal credit sources decreased फ्रॉम 58.3%. तो ये डेटा तो ठीक है लेकिन ये डिक्रीज हुआ है. Among the informal borrowers, friends and relatives continue to be the important source of credit. This is correct. So answer is going to be B option. आज भी जो important source of credit है that is your friends, relatives, जहां से रूरल एरियाज में पैसा बोरो किया जाता है rather than borrowing from the bank or rather than borrowing from the formal sector. rather than borrowing from the formal sector. ठीक है जी. अगला जो हमारा क्वेश्चन है that is based on payment vision 2028. Again a very I would say important document which you need to understand, which you need to cover, क्योंकि यहाँ से क्वेश्चन आपके एग्जामिनेशन में पूछे जाने के पूरे पूरे चांसेस हैं. And if I talk about this particular question, the first question, one second. The first question on the payment vision, the first question on the payment vision 2028 is now on your screen. The question says RBI has been publishing payment vision document since 2001. That is correct. In the foundational phase, RTGS was launched in 2024, in 2004, correct. UPI was launched during the digital transformation phase. That is correct. The 2019-2021 phase focused on measurable outcomes and user experience. Measurable outcomes and user experience, correct. 2025 vision launch in 2022 was based on the theme empowering exceptional e-payment experience. Empowering exceptional e-payment experience. Is it correct? No, sir, this statement is wrong. Why this statement is wrong? If I talk about this particular statement, for 2019-2021, this empowering exceptional e-payment experience is not the correct theme. The correct theme was 4 E's. The correct theme was 4 E's, everyone, everywhere, every time. So that was the correct theme. So this is not correct. So answer to this particular question is 1, 2, 3 and 4 are the correct answers. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया पॉइंट. आई गेस इट इज क्लियर. ओके, अब यहाँ पे कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन है which I would love to add. Please pay attention on the screen. What all information I would love to add over here is with respect to payment vision. So with respect to payment vision 2001 to 2004, what we have is foundational phase. From 2005 to 2008, we have what? So we have institutional and regularity phase or regulatory phase. Then 2009 to 2012, it is inclusion and standardization phase. Inclusion and standardization phase. Then if I say 2013 uh, 2012 to 2015, what was the phase? So that was inclusion. एक सेकेंड 2009 से 2012 में जो फेज था, दैट इज ओवरसाइट एंड एक्सपेंशन फेज. Oversight and expansion phase. 2012 to 2015, it is inclusion and standardization phase. 2015 to 2018. 2015 to 2018, it is basically digital transformation phase. Specifically, if I say it is 2016 to 18, digital transformation phase. Then if I say 2019 to 21, it is outcome phase, measurable outcome phase, and 2022 to 2025, it is globalization and trust phase. Globalization and trust phase. You need to remember these phases, guys. Direct question पूछा जा सकता है, तो अब ये नहीं कह सकते सर ये फेज याद नहीं है. अगर क्वेश्चन आया तो आपको आंसर करना ही पड़ेगा. You cannot run. Okay? Clear हो गया point? I guess it is clear. Moving on to the next question. एक बार चेक कर लो जो भी मैंने सॉल्यूशंस दिए हैं. आई गेस इट इज क्रिस्टल क्लियर टू एवरीबॉडी. एक बार सॉल्यूशंस पढ़ लो ताकि चीजें आपके दिमाग में बैठ जाएं. दैट इज रियली वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. चीजों का बैठना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, अदरवाइज इट विल नॉट ऑफ एनी हेल्प. दिस सेशन विल नॉट ऑफ बी एनी हेल्प. इसका फायदा तभी है जब चीजें बैठ जाएं, आप उसे रिकॉल कर पाए, क्वेश्चन आए तो आप उसे आंसर कर पाए. तो please stay with me. Now let's check out the next question on the same. Which of the following statements are correct regarding the recent payment system initiative and cross-border inward payment directions? RBI introduced a facility for customers to enable or disable digital payment mode such as card through issuer channel. क्या ये allowed है? बिल्कुल allowed है सर. ये बिल्कुल allowed है. अगर हम इसकी बात करें, RBI has proposed enable disable digital payment facility so customers they can switch digital modes on and off through the user channels or through the issuer's channel. This is correct. The next is RBI directed banks to reconcile Nostro accounts only at the end of the day. No, sir, this is wrong. RBI has asked the banks that RBI wants near real time or frequent reconciliation with a maximum gap of 1 year. So with a maximum gap of 1 hour, तो यहाँ पे कहता है कि रियल टाइम या फिर ऑलमोस्ट रियल टाइम और फ्रीक्वेंट रिकंसाइलेशन जरूरी है. बैंक शुड इन्फॉर्म द कस्टमर इमीडिएटली अपॉन द रिसीट ऑफ इनवर्ड क्रॉस बॉर्डर पेमेंट मैसेजेस. दिस इज करेक्ट. लेकिन अगर पेमेंट मैसेज बैंकिंग आवर्स के बाद आएगा तो आप सुबह बता देना. टाइमली क्रेडिट टू बेनिफिशियरी शुड बी इंश्योर्ड ऑन द सेम बिजनेस डे ड्यूरिंग द फॉरेन एक्सचेंज मार्केट आज. करेक्ट. द शेयर्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी फ्रेमवर्क assign fraud liability only to the beneficiary bank. No sir, this is wrong. ये क्या कह रहा है सर? ये कहता है कि shared responsibility framework का मतलब है the liability will be shared between the issuer bank as well as between the beneficiaries bank. ऐसा नहीं कि सर अगर कुछ भी फ्रॉड हुआ तो उसमें गलती सिर्फ और सिर्फ इशूअर बैंक की है और या फिर बेनिफिशियरी बैंक की है. सर द मिस्टेक विल बी शेयर्ड बाय बोथ ऑफ देम, by issuer bank as well as by the beneficiary bank, and keeping that in mind, this statement is wrong. So the answer to this particular question will be 1, 3, 4 are the correct answers, and this is the solution for the same. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया, समझ आ गया. चलो अगले क्वेश्चन की ओर बढ़े. द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज नाउ रिलेटेड टू उत्कर्ष. आई होप यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट उत्कर्ष 2029. वी हैव डिस्कस्ड अबाउट दैट in our classes, obviously on YouTube as well we have discussed. तो उस पे भी क्वेश्चन पूछे जाने के एग्जामिनेशन में पूरे चांसेस है. सो आई हैव द क्वेश्चन फॉर यू ऑन उत्कर्ष एज वेल. तो क्वेश्चन क्या कहते हैं? सो व्हिच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट आर करेक्ट रिगार्डिंग उत्कर्ष 2029? सो इट इज RBI's medium term strategy framework For 2026, 29, is it correct? So this is correct. It's a medium term strategy. Next is, it is designed to cover every routine operational activity of the bank. No, 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 not at all. Sir, the framework is not meant to cover every routine activity. Rather, it focuses on broader and more impactful deliverables, not everything. The next is, it includes long-term initiative such as Project Samudra and expansion of CBDC. This is correct because it includes long-term initiatives like Project Samudra and CBDC expansion. That is correct. It follows a three-layer structure of vision, value, and strategy pillars. This is correct. It has vision, value, and strategy pillars. It's a three-layer structure. This is correct. Statement 5 says it has 6 strategy pillars and 49 deliverables. Yes, sir. If I talk about the strategy pillars, as per the announcement, the strategy pillars are 6. If you want to name them, I can name them. First one is robust regulation. Second one is customer centricity and inclusivity and inclusive finance. Third is competitive market. Fourth is effective technology. Fifth is future ready organization. And sixth is global India. Is it clear? So these are the 6 pillars which you need to remember. So answer to this particular question will be 1, 3, 4, 5, which means the B statement is the correct answer. Done ho gaya ji? Clear ho gaya point? Let's move on to the next question, please. Give me yes sir in the comment section. जल्दी जल्दी reply करते रहो ताकि मुझे पता चलता रहे that yes, you guys are active and you guys are understanding the content appropriately. If that is the case, just give me yes sir so that I can move ahead. I have crafted the solution in a very beautiful manner so that you can now use these solution as a part of your revision. कल मुझे काफ़ी स्टूडेंट्स के मैसेज आए कि सर आप जो क्लासेस ले रहे हैं उनके सॉल्यूशंस आप हटा देते हैं, तो आप उनके सॉल्यूशंस प्लीज़ वहीं रखिए. तो मैंने कहा ठीक है, मुझे क्या प्रॉब्लम है, तो मैंने वो सॉल्यूशंस एज इट इज़ रख दिए. नाउ लेट्स सी how can you use them. Which of the following statements are correct about the 6 strategy pillars of Utkarsh? First one is robust regulation aims to simplify and rationalize regulatory instructions. So it is about simplifying, rationalizing, and uploading regulations. This is correct. Customer centricity and inclusive finance includes grievance redressal as well as scaling up of ULI, that is Unified Lending Interface. This is correct. Competitive market focuses on market infrastructure, central clearing, and retail access. This is correct. Effective technology includes AI-based supervisory tools and upgrading eKuber 3.0. This is also correct. Global India is focused on reducing compliance burden in domestic banking. No, sir, it has nothing to do with domestic banking. It is about internationalization, UPI abroad, UPI abroad, trade settlement in rupees, as well as क्रॉस बॉर्डर सीबीडीसी. ठीक है, तो अगर हम बात करें तो हमारे पास 6 पिलर्स थे. 6 पिलर्स में एक पिलर जो यहाँ पे नहीं लिखा, दैट इज फ्यूचर रेडी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. वरना फर्स्ट पिलर, सेकंड पिलर, थर्ड पिलर, फोर्थ पिलर, फिफ्थ पिलर एंड दिस इज सिक्स्थ पिलर. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया. तो आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन इज गोइंग टू बी व्हाट? सो इट्स गोइंग टू बी बी ऑप्शन. आई गेस इट इज क्लियर टू एवरीबडी. Shall we move ahead? The next question I have for you all is related to DPI. I hope you might have heard about the term that is DPI, that is Digital Payment Index, and I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy the discussion. So Digital Payment Index is always in news, और यहाँ पे पता नहीं क्यों RBI का it's one of the favorite topic of RBI, and RBI generally ask a question for sure, at least in phase 1 on DPI, and keeping that expectations again, I have crafted this question for you. Now let's check out whether you will be able to answer it or not, because it is full of data, facts. So RBI Digital Payment Index for September 2025 stood at 516.76 points. 516.76 points. This is correct, absolutely correct. And it has increased from 493.22. The base year of DPI is March 2018 with an index value of 100 points. Correct. DPI was first published in January 2021. This is also correct. It was first published in January 2021. payment performance carries the highest weightage in the index. If I talk about the weightage, so we have payment enablers. We have payment enablers. What is the weightage? 25%. Then we have payment infrastructure demand side, 10%. Payment infrastructure supply side, 15%. Then we have payment performance, 45%. And then we have fifth domain, that is consumer centricity, consumer centricity, and that is 5%. And that is 5%. So this is correct. Consumer centricity carries the lowest weight, not the highest weight. So answer to this particular question would be what? So it is going to be B option, because the fifth statement is wrong. Because the fifth statement is wrong. ठीक है, don't worry. अगर आपको लग रहा है कि you are not able to answer the question, don't worry. I have one more question for you guys. I have one more question for you all guys on the same. So let's try to check out the next point. The next question is again on DPI, as I said. So क्या कहता है अगला क्वेश्चन, देखते हैं जरा. Please pay attention. The question says, which of the following statement correct about the construction and significance of RBI DPI? हाँ तो गलत है ना, तो गलत है ना भाई, डेस्टिनेशन वही तो बात है, गलत है ना. तो मैंने क्या कहा, मैंने सब थोड़ा ना करेक्ट कहा. फिफ्थ स्टेटमेंट को मैंने इनकरेक्ट ही तो कहा है. कस्टमर सेंट्रिसिटी 5%, लोएस्ट, मैंने लोएस्ट वर्ड यूज किया. देखो ना, कैंसिल भी तो किया. आई थिंक यू मिस्ड. ओके. The index was created because earlier digital payment data was fragmented. ये index को क्यों बनाया गया? क्योंकि सर पहले का जो digital payment index का data था that was fragmented, और एक composite manner में data was not available, and due to this lack of composite availability of data, तो इस particular initiative को लिया गया, and under this particular initiative this DPI has been introduced. अगला question कहता है, अगला point कहता है, next point says, the payment enabler has weightage of 25%. As you can see, yes sir, it is 25%, as clearly mentioned. Supply side infrastructure 15%, not 10%. Demand side 10%. Rise in DPI shows India's digital payment ecosystem has grown only marginally. No sir, marginally कहाँ grow हुआ है? तो बहुत तेजी से grow हो रहा है. अभी marginally थोड़ा ना grow हुआ है. It's growing very fast. It's growing very fast. It's not growing marginally. It's not growing marginally, it's growing very fast. The next point is, the index helps policymaker identify bottleneck and track digital progress. This is correct. So answer to this particular question would be what? So 1, 2, 1, 2 and 5. 1, 2. Third statement wrong. आंसर होना चाहिए 1, 2 1, 2 and 5 के लिए आंसर really sorry कर लेते ऑप्शन. नहीं नहीं नहीं, सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी. ठीक है. डिमांड साइड 10%, supply side 15%. ठीक है. तो इसका आंसर क्या होगा? So the answer to this particular question would be what? So the answer to this particular question would be 1, 2 and 5. So 1, 2 and 5 के लिए I'll just change the B option. I'll just change the B option. 1, 2 and 5 are the correct answers. ठीक है जी. Clear हो गया point? Clear हो गया? My bad, my bad. ठीक है. 2 and 5 are the correct answers. Shall we move ahead? Shall we move ahead? Okay, check out the solution. Here you have the solution. Now I'll move on to the next question. अगला question थोड़ा सा interesting है, थोड़ा सा tough है. Interesting क्यों है? क्योंकि अगर आपको याद हो इंटरेस्टिंग क्यों है? इफ यू रिमेंबर, देयर वाज अ न्यूज रिलेटेड टू IRDAI, इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर ने एक अपडेट दिया था, हाउ द इंश्योरेंस सेक्टर इज परफॉर्मिंग, एंड आई हैव कवर्ड दैट न्यूज विद यू। काफी टफ है वो न्यूज, लेकिन उसमें जो इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट है जो आपको मिस करके नहीं जाना फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन, आई हैव इंक्लूडेड दैट in the form of questions. So, which of the following statements are correct? IRDAI was established in 1999, correct? As of 31st March 2025, India has 74 insurance companies. This is correct. India has total 74 companies, correct? Insurance penetration in India stood at 3.7% of GDP. That is correct. Next is in general insurance sector, health insurance sector. In general insurance, health insurance sector was the largest segment by gross direct premium within India. अगर मैं इस प्रीमियम वैल्यू की बात करूं, it was around 1.27 lakh crores. This is correct. In life insurance, LIC market share was 55.18% as per the data given. This is correct. तो उसके हिसाब से अगर हम चले तो सारी स्टेटमेंट्स करेक्ट है. सो द आंसर to this particular question would be E statement. That means E option, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. All the options which have been mentioned are crystal. अब इसमें से ना मैंने जो डेटा बनना चाहिए था या जो क्वेश्चन बनना चाहिए था वो मैंने एग्जैक्टली कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन नहीं बनाया जो लास्ट मोमेंट पे आपको थोड़ा डरा दे. लेकिन लास्ट मोमेंट के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से कुछ कुछ चीजें हैं जो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ जो आपको याद रखनी जरूरी है. सबसे पहली चीज, पेनिट्रेशन लिखा हुआ है. फॉरेन री इंश्योरर्स, फॉरेन री इंश्योरर्स, फॉरेन री insurers have increased from 11 to 12. री इंश्योरेंस आपको पता है क्या होता है. इंश्योरेंस डेंसिटी has increased from 95 US dollars to 97 US dollars. So it has increased. This is good, which you need to remember. इसके अलावा अगर मैं कहूँ पब्लिक सेक्टर इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज का अगर हम मार्केट शेयर की बात करें तो मार्केट शेयर ऑफ पब्लिक सेक्टर इंश्योरेंस कंपनीज हैज डिक्लाइन टू 49.87%. तो ये याद रखना, दिस हैज डिक्रीज, द शेयर ऑफ पब्लिक सेक्टर कंपनीज हैव डिक्रीज. ठीक. इसके अलावा कमीशन, फाइनेंशियल, ठीक है. असेट अंडर मैनेजमेंट, so there could be a question. Asset under management to 74 has increased to 74.44 lakh crore. Under the insurance sector, the asset under management has increased. If I talk about the profit after tax for the insurance companies has also increased to 69,000 crores. तो ये सारी चीजें जो मैंने लिखी हैं, दे आर इन, दोनों चीजें इंक्रीज हुई है, ये आपको याद रखना है. यहां से अगर क्वेश्चन आया इंक्रीज डिक्रीज पे, देन यू शुड बी इन अ पोजीशन टू आंसर इट फॉर, यू शुड बी इन अ पोजीशन टू आंसर इट फॉर श्योर. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गया पॉइंट, समझ आ गया. चलो अगला क्वेश्चन एक ऐसी न्यूज से है, एक ऐसे टॉपिक से है जिसके ऊपर काफी रेगुलर बेसिस पे आरबीआई अपडेट देता है. आई होप यू माइट हैव हर्ड अबाउट क्वालिटी, डेटा क्वालिटी इंडेक्स. तो डेटा क्वालिटी इंडेक्स पे काफी सारे अपडेट्स आरबीआई द्वारा रेगुलर बेसिस पे दिए जाते हैं. तो वी हैड एन अपडेट इन जनवरी, उसी के बेसिस पे मैं एक क्वेश्चन बना के लाया हूं आपके लिए. दी data quality index, if I talk more on this, I would start in this manner. That supervisory data quality index is basically a framework used to assess the quality of supervisory return on the four parameters. These parameters are accuracy, timeliness, completeness and consistency. भैया जो आप डेटा शेयर कर रहे हैं, कितना वो एक्यूरेट है, कितना टाइमली यू आर शेयरिंग, कितना कंप्लीट है, कितना कंसिस्टेंट है. ठीक है. अब इसमें दे गिव स्कोरिंग टू डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज ऑफ बैंक्स. उसके बेसिस पे accuracy, timeliness, completeness, consistency are the four data quality measures. That is correct. Aggregate SDQI of scheduled commercial banks have increased from 89.9 to 90.7%. This is correct. That is absolutely correct. In September 2025, no schedule bank scored below 80. कोई भी ऐसा शेड्यूल बैंक नहीं था जिसने 80 से बिलो शेड्यूल किया स्कोर किया. दैट इज करेक्ट. दैट इज करेक्ट. Foreign banks recorded the highest SDQI among the bank groups. No sir, this is not correct. अगर आप highest की बात करें, अगर आप highest की बात करें तो foreign banks का जो स्कोर था that was 89 point, that was 89.7. Highest was small finance banks and small finance bank का जो स्कोर था that was 91.5. Small finance bank 91.5. फॉरेन बैंक्स 89.7, पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स 90.7. अब क्या बचा सर? एक बचा प्राइवेट बैंक, है ना. प्राइवेट बैंक का था 90.4. प्राइवेट बैंक का था स्कोर 90 पॉइंट. ठीक है जी. उसके बाद अ स्कोर बिटवीन 70 to 80 इज क्लासिफाइड एज गुड. दैट इज करेक्ट. यस और नो? यस और नो? नो सर, दिस इज नॉट करेक्ट. दिस इज ऑल्सो नॉट करेक्ट. कैसे? बताता हूं जरा. अगर मैं बात करूं स्कोर आपका बिलो 70 है, then it shows major concern. Then it shows major concern. अगर आपका स्कोर 70 से above है but below 80 है, that is 70 to 80, it shows needs improvement. Needs improvement. अगर स्कोर 80 to 90 है, we call it as acceptable. एंड अगर स्कोर 90 से ऊपर है, अगर स्कोर 90 से ऊपर है यानी 90 to 100 है, देन वी से गुड. यहाँ पे एक्सीलेंट, बेटर, बुटर कुछ नहीं है, सिर्फ गुड है हाईएस्ट. तो उसमें 90 से अबव. तो अगर हम देखें गुड कैटेगरी में स्मॉल फाइनेंस बैंक, पब्लिक प्राइवेट बैंक्स और पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स हैं. लेकिन जो आपका फॉरेन बैंक है दैट इज इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ एक्सेप्टेबल. इट इज नॉट इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ गुड. इट इज नॉट इन द कैटेगरी ऑफ गुड. ठीक है जी. क्लियर हो गया पॉइंट? समझ आ गया? इज इट क्लियर? चलो लास्ट फॉर्मेट पे बढ़ते हैं. द लास्ट फॉर्मेट ऑफ दिस क्लास डिस्कशन इज दैट इज फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी रिपोर्ट. उसके बिना तो कुछ होगा नहीं. थोड़ा बहुत जैसे मुझे याद है, जितना मुझे याद है बस उतना याद रख लो. मुझे भी एग्जैक्टली नहीं याद होता. आई जस्ट गो क्लोज टू दी टर्म्स. तो अगर आप क्लोज टू दी टर्म्स जा पा रहे हैं दैट इज मोर देन सफिशिएंट. यू विल बी इन अ पोजीशन टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस. अगले जो हमारे 3 क्वेश्चंस हैं दे आर स्पेसिफिकली रिलेटेड टू फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी रिपोर्ट. फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी रिपोर्ट हालांकि काफी पहले आई थी, जनवरी में आई थी. जिसकी वजह से मैं ये कहूंगा कि इस बार एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से उसकी इंपॉर्टेंस थोड़ी सी कम है. लेकिन स्टिल अगर आरबीआई वहां से क्वेश्चन बनाएगा देन वी शुड बी रेडी. एंड मेकिंग यू रेडी, आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन, 3 क्वेश्चंस फॉर यू. द फर्स्ट वन इज द अपवर्ड रिवीजन इन द ग्लोबल ग्रोथ बाय आईएमएफ was primarily attributed to easing geopolitical tensions and reduction in trade fragmentation as per the financial stability report. As per the financial stability report, no sir, this is wrong. This is wrong. The report clearly mentioned that there is a continuous geopolitical tension and trade fragmentation. तो यहाँ पे ये point गलत है. Resilience of global financial market was reflected in equity market reaching new highs driven by AI optimism and strong corporate earnings. तो इसका मतलब क्या कि आपकी कंट्री का AI है या आपकी कंट्री की जो if I say the equity market that has performed really very well, and it has performed really very well because of what? So it has performed really very well because of the AI optimism as well as strong corporate earnings. अगर आपको याद हो, India has 26% of global AI users. इसीलिए सब AI companies India में घुसती जा रही हैं. I hope it is now clear to you. Third statement says India GDP growth revision by RBI was aligned with similar upward revisions by IMF, OECD and World Bank in the month of November, December. This is correct. लेकिन अब चीजें बदल गई हैं. The widening of current account deficit was primarily driven by deterioration in exports. This is wrong. सर अगर हम current account deficit की बात करें, it has widened. There is no problem with that. But it has widened because of deterioration in service sector. No sir, it has widened because of the manufacturing sector. And now currently it is widening because of the energy sector. Stable coins as described in the report are decentralized crypto assets with no asset backing. Is it correct? No, sir. This is also wrong. That it is basically stable coins. They are privately issued and they are currency pegged. They are not decentralized. They are not unbanked. Rather, 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 they are pegged with currency. And what is the currency they are pegged with? So that is US dollars. So keeping that in mind, only two statements are correct. That is 2 and 3 are the correct answers for the given one. 2 and 3 are the correct answers for the given one. Is it clear, everybody? Is it clear, everybody? Chalo. Moving on to the next question on the same report. The report we are talking about is financial stability report. So financial stability report पे जो अगला question है, that is again very important. That is related to the status of the banking sector, status of the financial sector of the country. And keeping that in mind, we have a question for you. Please pay attention. देखो जरा इस question को. The upward revision. Sorry. एक second. Just a second. Just give me a. Here we go. So the question says the improvement in the asset quality of scheduled commercial bank indicates a decline in gross NPA along with strengthening of provisioning buffers. क्या ये point सही है? So this is absolutely correct. Better asset quality, lower NPA, better provisioning. This is correct. Muted net interest income growth. Net interest income growth muted in scheduled commercial bank implies compression in net interest margin across the banking sector. बिल्कुल सही है सर. बैंक्स का जो नेट इंटरेस्ट इनकम है, नेट इंटरेस्ट इनकम है, इज इट म्यूटेड? म्यूटेड का मतलब क्या होगा कि सर नो चेंज. दिस इज रॉन्ग. इट इज नॉट म्यूटेड, rather it is compressed. The net interest income of the banks, they have compressed. That means it has decreased. Why it has decreased? Because the lending rates have decreased. Why lending rates have decreased? Due to decrease in repo rate. So it could be due to the lower credit growth, cost factors, base effect. So all these, they come up and the answer is wrong. The statement is wrong. The next is strong capital buffer. In a strong capital buffer in NBFCs reduce their vulnerability to systemic shocks and contingent risk. बिल्कुल सही है. बिल्कुल सही है सर. अगर आपका capital buffer अच्छा खासा है, then the things will be pretty good for you. It will be manageable for you. Next is stability and liquidity position of scheduled commercial banks ensure immunity from market risk shocks under the stress scenarios. नहीं, अगर आपके पास liquidity अच्छी खासी है, इसका मतलब आप market scenario से बच जाएंगे. You will save the market risk. That is not correct. It can help you to save you from market risk, but not 100%. Improvement in the asset quality across financial institutions reduces the profitability of credit risk transmission to the broader economy. This is correct. Lower NPA, better credit flow, less systemic contingent risk. तो उसके basis पे improvement in the asset quality, financial institutions reduces profitability of credit risk transmission, probability of credit risk transmission will decrease. That is correct. तो उसके हिसाब से हमारा आंसर क्या बनेगा सर? आंसर बनना चाहिए बी स्टेटमेंट 1, 3 and 5 आर द करेक्ट आंसर. ठीक है जी, क्लियर है? इज इट क्लियर? Is it clear? Now let's move on to the last question of the day as well as last question from the financial stability report. Question क्या कहता है सर? Question थोड़ा सा conceptual है. अगर आपने कभी भी, आज नहीं कभी भी इस रिपोर्ट को पढ़ा होगा, then you will be in a position for sure to answer this question. Question क्या कह रहा है? Please pay attention. So the question says India's sovereign rating upgrade was driven by a reduction in debt to GDP ratio below 70%. Is this point correct? So this is wrong. Debt to GDP ratio India का below 70% थोड़ी ना. सर इंडिया का जो डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो है दैट इज अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 82%. इंडिया sovereign rating upgrade was driven by reduction. No, sir, there is no reduction. It has increased rather. The next point is fiscal consolidation alongside increased capital expenditure reflects improvement in the quality of public spending. ये बिल्कुल सही पॉइंट है. कैसे? अगर आपका कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर ज्यादा है, फिस्कल डिसिप्लिन अच्छा है, तो क्वालिटी ऑफ स्पेंडिंग इंप्रूव हो रही है. मतलब आपका एक तरफ से कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर बढ़ रहा है, लेकिन जो फिस्कल कंसोलिडेशन है दैट हैज witnessed decrease in fiscal deficit, so that is a good scenario. The next point is First, scenario one assumes supply shocks leading to stagflation conditions in the domestic economy. No, this is misinterpretation. Scenario one says gradual slowdown. There will be a gradual slowdown and moderate inflation, not adverse. Adverse scenario two includes risk of capital outflow, currency depreciation, and inflation breaching. That is correct. और आज की डेट में वो हो भी रहा है. Higher debt to GDP ratio necessarily implies fiscal instability irrespective of growth conditions. No, this is wrong. आपका डेट बढ़ रहा है, प्रॉब्लम है, लेकिन डेट के साथ साथ अगर जीडीपी बढ़ रही है तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर आपका डेट टू जीडीपी रेशो अगर आपका डेट टू जीडीपी रेशो ज्यादा है, इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि यू वोंट बी इन अ पोजीशन टू हैंडल योर डेट. इफ योर डेट इज इंक्रीजिंग along with that your GDP is increasing, you are strong enough to service you are strong enough to service you are strong enough to service the debt. So in that particular case, correct answer would be A option, because the fifth statement is wrong, because growth rate, interest rate, both are taken into consideration, because debt sustainability depends on growth rate and interest rate, not only on debt level. ठीक है जी, क्लियर हो गई बात, समझ आ गया पॉइंट? इफ इट इज क्लियर गिव मी यस. डेट टू जीडीपी डेट टू जीडीपी रेशियो जो आप बात कर रहे हैं दैट इज बेसिकली रिलेटेड टू दी, उसमें आपको ये चेक करना होगा दैट वेदर it is domestic debt or it is total debt. तो अगर हम debt to GDP रेशियो की बात करें, as it was stated as it was stated in the financial stability report, in the financial stability report, what you are talking about is you are talking about central government. If I include center, if I include state government both, then it goes to 82%. You are talking about only central government, which is 55.6%, and government is trying to maintain it 50% plus minus 1%. Government is trying to maintain it 50% plus minus 1%. ठीक है जी, डाउट क्लियर हो गया? डाउट इज क्लियर. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट है ट्रू एक्सपेंस जो आप कह रहे हैं, टारगेट बी और कंडीशन बी. And Neeraj, I hope your doubt is clear. So guys, if you have enjoyed the discussion, do hit the like button. I will be sharing the PDF of this session in some time. So these were all the reports, all the indices, all the announcements, all the data which have been presented by RBI in the past. I have covered it in one session, and we will be starting up with the marathons from 8th of June onwards. Thank you so much. We'll catch you soon. Bye bye. Take care. Good luck. God bless you.